Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I guess it's the last week of July, I think. June. It's the last week of June, right? I have to look at my calendar, but I'm pretty sure. I don't drink iced coffee that often, but I'm going to do it. I always like the way it looks, but I like to film it because it's so pretty. I buy these cups with lids with, what did I do with the lid? They're clear, so they're hard to find after you put them down. You know, they've got the little sippy hole. I get them 50 at a time. They're awesome. And they keep my drinks cold enough because I drink this coffee quickly. Pretty, pretty. I don't use a straw when I'm at home. I just sip it out of that thing like that. This is the kind I usually get if I can find it. It's just, it tastes like regular coffee to me, and I don't know why it's not as special as, there's coffee in that right now. I could have poured it in here, you know what I mean? But no, this is special. Sometimes you just want to be special. You want to be extra. You want to be bougie. That's what it is. I love that word, bougie. Okay, let me introduce myself in case you don't know. I'm Kendra, and this is my channel, Kendra Full of Joy. If you're not new, welcome back, and howdy again. I love to see friends come by. If you are new, I hope you'll stick around, see what I have, and maybe become a new friend. Today it is, well, right now it's 10:33 a.m., and you can't see it, I'm sorry. It's almost 80 degrees. No. We can't have that. So I'm not heating up the kitchen is what I mean. So this right here, that's not going to do it. Today's dinner will be, what do I call it? I call it cold tuna salad. So what I use is 3 cans of tuna. Doesn't matter what kind I have on hand, is what was on sale last. But I do always get it packed in water. So I've got, looks like 2 Star-Kissed, just chunk light, and 1, what is that, chicken of a sea. I put some mayonnaise. I haven't done this yet. Chopped celery. That's a 10-ounce Great Value bag of cold sweet peas. Don't heat them up. I just put them in there. Yellow, purple or red, whatever you call it, onions, and salt and pepper. Now, there's only a little bit of mayonnaise in here because I scraped out what was left in that jar. And now I'll get another one from the prepper pantry. I keep about 3 at a time in rotation, so now I only have 2. So if I take the second one, now I only have 1. So I'm going to have to put that on my list next and get at least 2 more. Do you know what you see what I'm saying? Anyway, not that it matters. So I'm going to get busy on this. The only heat required is it's going to be stovetop, and I've got to get I like this one because it's a Walmart, not a Walmart, a thrift store find from a long time ago. You know, it's got the on top. So I can boil them in here and then strain them and then strain them in this, the water. The macaroni is what I'm talking about. I didn't even tell you. I am so silly today. I'm using a Kroger salad rotini, and when I got this out, I noticed that it's like maybe a quarter full, but I know I have more in the pantry, so I'll get another box. I always tape these shut. I don't know if you ever have had the experience of these not staying shut and then dumping on the floor wherever, or on the countertop or shelf or whatever. I hate that. Plus, I think it keeps them fresher to be sealed, so that's what I'm doing. And I do have some big, like, Tupperware type containers that I keep pasta in, but not enough. Anyway, off to the water to boil the pasta. Hey, if you like what you're seeing, if you think you want to stick around, I'd also love it if you gave me a thumbs up and you boop the like button. That'd be awesome too. Okay, I went and got some more rotini. It turns out I had 1 box of rotini unopened. So now I'm going to need to remember to put that on my list as well as mayonnaise. It's also the tricolor. I think it's pretty. It's not a problem at all to use, you know, both plain rotini and the tricolor. One's Kroger and one's Great Value. Funny. So anyway, I should probably put my camera on a tripod so you guys don't have to fuss with me making you dizzy. I think I'll do that next. We got the video recording, I think. Yeah. So all I'm going to do right now is chop up the celery. I've got the pasta on the stove, and I put the timer on that. And put out the recycles out to the... We've got a big can that's right outside the laundry room door that leads to the garage, you know, and so I just dropped the recycles in there, and one of the guys will put it in the actual recycle can outside when it gets full. It's on a roller, so they can just roll it down the drive to the cans and put it in there. I don't mean to the drive, but down the garage floor, because we don't put our cans out with anything in them because there's too many critters around here, both wild and domestic. So anyway, I've got, did I say I got my mayonnaises out? Because I'm going to need more mayonnaise for this. I just took what I had in that last jar. And both of these new jars are going to be up, or best by dates are January of 23, which is coming right up, you know. January of 23 is, it's going to be 2023 is what I'm getting at. That's crazy to me. Oh, I added salt to the pasta water because I do that. I don't know, I didn't used to. Then I realized it made, maybe I'm wrong, but it looks to me like it makes the water boil faster. And I know that it flavors the pasta well. Oh, so what I was going to say is I'll use up those 2 giant mayonnaise jars through the holidays easy. Because I do just a lot more cooking, I feel like, in the winter. In the fall and winter, I do the most of my cooking, like actual kitchen work. And then in the summer when it's hot, I try all these easy, cheap things, which, you know, it took mayonnaise too. Do any of you make a cold pasta salad that you enjoy? I also like macaroni salad, like, you know, with mayonnaise and eggs in it. I used store-bought for our party for Emmett's birthday the other day, but I make a mean from scratch. I just didn't have it in me to do it, you know. Almost done with this. It's so warm here. We're just not used to it, and I mean, you might think that I'm griping a little bit about how often it rains here, but in our area, it's the Evergreen State. It's Washington's nickname. Some of this has that. Every once in a while, you'll see celery with like a kind of a rusty, like that. I don't know what it is, but I don't trust it. Anyway, we're called the Evergreen State here in Washington, and so often, if it gets real hot, some of our evergreen trees will start to look really bad. In fact, when we had our terrible, terrible heat wave, record-breaking, never-in-history heat wave last summer, some of the trees turned brown like old Christmas trees, and it was bad because it's a fire hazard then, and there's trees all around us on all sides. There's one way out of here. So you don't like that. I mean, obviously, if there was a fire, I would, you know, climb through bush and whatever to get out. But with your car, there's one way out. Let's see. I'm going to check my pasta. It's on a timer, but I'm going to give it a stir. And I'm going to bring the other stuff over here and start putting it together. You know, I can make it start recording by saying that, but I'm going to see if I can make it stop just with my voice. Stop video. Yeah, that didn't work. You got to use your finger. All right, now I drained the pasta, you know, just drained all the water out of it. And then I rinsed it with cool water because you want it to be cold when you make this salad to get a head start on getting cold. And the peas help too. The frozen, these are still a little frozen. Anyway, and then I dumped the cold water into the strainer again and then put it back in the pot and added ice water. So that'll just take, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to be done, about the time it'll take to do this. So I'm going to start with this bit of mayonnaise that I had in the last jar. Are you all particular about your brands of mayonnaise? I like Best Foods. I always like Best Foods. I don't live in the South. I don't have access unless I order it, you know, through Amazon, to the Dukes, but I'd sure like to have some one of these days. I'm going to go ahead and order it. But anyway, I have always been a fan of this, but with prices the way they are, I'm getting to where I'm more and more and more trying the store brands. You know, the Best Foods brand would be like at Kroger, I don't know what it's called, or at Safeway. So what I'm going to try, I think, is a little jar of each one of those and do a taste test and see which one I can stomach. Anyway, I think my camera's upside down, and I'm wondering how I'm going to fix that. Is it recording upside down? Can I fix it after I record? We can only hope. All right, so what I'm going to do is put some more mayonnaise. Oh, I got to get I opened the lid, but then, you know, after you open the lid, and I guess we should appreciate that if they're made this way, because we all saw what happened with the Bluebell ice cream and licking the lids. Anyway, then I got to figure out how to peel this thing off. Get a sharp knife and grab one of these little bitty tabs. There we go. Not too bad. Came off pretty easily. I'm going to leave this like Star Spangled Banner tablecloth on my table until probably the end of July. And at the beginning of August, I like to put on my, I have a sunflower one. I never used tablecloths until my last 3 were born, and I started thinking they were pretty. And I like any excuse to celebrate any kind of holiday or upcoming thing. And so this makes me think of, you know, a new holiday. And like I've got other decorations all over the house that'll also come down the end of July. Like I've got an America banner and my entryway table and stuff like that. So anyway, my favorite thing to celebrate and decorate for is autumn and Christmas. Which technically, I think, no, Christmas is the 25th and winter starts the 21st. I was going to say Christmas is autumn, but it's not. Anyway, here we go. There's some mayonnaise. I'm going to get a little more out. Eek. When it's not in the refrigerator, this has been in the pantry because it wasn't open. And you can store it on the shelf, obviously, if it's not open. I have a friend, Elizabeth, whose family are all from Louisiana, and they call it mayonnaise, not mayonnaise. And they, as far as I remember, I could be wrong, but I sure don't think I am. They stored theirs on the countertop. They said if you never put it in the fridge, you never have to. But if you do put it in the fridge, then you do have to. You know what I mean? One time in the fridge, and then it's always got to be refrigerated. I always left my chicken eggs out on the counter, and I think that's why we put mayonnaise on the counter, is because it's got eggs in it. Anyway, okay, so here's some mayonnaise to start. And here's the tuna, the 3 cans of tuna. It looks like a lot when you're looking at 3 cans, but then when you put it in, it's really not that much. Considering I feed 4 grown men here and myself. And if I have, you know, any of my adult kids, they're all adults, Kendra. Any of my kids who don't live here, I have 2 that are in their 40s and 3 that are in their 20s. So, anywho, then I'll have enough if my other children and their children show up. Do any of you live in multi-generational homes? Like my mom and dad and brother live in a house. And then none of my younger boys are married and have children, but then if they did, I don't know how they would afford here in this area of our country, in Seattle area, in Kitsap where I am, which is the county. I just don't know how people afford it. I remember being very young and being able to find an apartment. Gosh, I got my first house when I was 17. I was married, but you know, you can't do that anymore. It's crazy times. I would like to have bunches and bunches of land and be able to put little houses up all over it for family. It might drive some people in my family crazy, though. I can see my granddaughter be here all the time. She's fun, but she is a social butterfly, and Grandma can take it just so much. Then Grandma needs some quiet time. I don't know. I have a bad hearing loss. I wear hearing aids, and it sometimes makes me think it was meant to be that way. So I've got mayonnaise, tuna, peas, and here are those what are these, purple or red onions? I think I'm going to use them all. Or at least I'll just use them all. Ugh. Come on, you can do it. These are those, what are they called? Anyway, I love them. You can put them in the freezer, you can put them in the microwave, you can put them in the fridge. My mom uses the ones that are glass, and mine are all plastic. I should go to glass at some point. Maybe as these start to go, and I've had these for years, so I don't know how they're going to go. Well, when you drop one, yeah. I've had them crack when I dropped them. That's a crying matter because they cost about $14 a piece for these big ones. Anyway, okay, in go the onions. I've got the peas, the onions, the tuna, the mayonnaise. I'm going to put salt and pepper in this. I'm not going to put dill. I don't want it to taste like a tuna salad. I want it to taste like tuna pasta. Which reminds me, my pasta is just about ready, and I know I'm going to need more mayonnaise. I'll be right back. Oh, no, it doesn't work. I have to touch it. Hey there, I'm back, and guess what? I just realized I never turned my ring light on. My word. Okay, so let's put this here. I got another container for the pasta. It's done, and it's nice and cold like I was hoping. I'm going to put in some more mayonnaise, and I'm going to stir it with this so I don't taint the, you know what I hate to find? Banana chunks in my mayonnaise. Now, this is not something that comes from a regular person. This comes from people who were raised in Alabama. I won't mention any names, husband. So, let's see here. He hasn't done that in a long time. He loves me. Now then. I've never used diet mayonnaise, like low-cal mayonnaise. I mean, go big or go home. Just don't even have it. I have the thighs to prove it, and the butt. At the beginning of COVID, no, it was just a little before, I guess. Anyway, I decided I was going to lose a bunch of weight, and I did. This was pre-YouTube. For me, not for the world, but for me, I didn't even know it existed. Or I'd have documented it. It was a thing to behold. I did it, and I did it right. And I lost 100 pounds, locked up in the house. Anyway, I would love to do that again. I told my husband I'd sure like to have a treadmill here in the house, but he's not been able to find one, and I've sure been looking too. You know, one that is right for our space, one that's right for my body. I don't want an incline. I just want a straight up nice treadmill. Here we go. This is all nice and stirred. I don't know if it's all going to fit in here. I'm going to go a little bit and a little bit, and I might have to change containers because I used a lot of pasta this time. Oh dear. Yep, going to have to get a bigger container because there is no way I'm going to be able to get this in here and mix it and stir it. I don't think. Yeah, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is not going to fit in this. Can you see it? Yeah. I mean, even after it's mixed, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it in and get the lid on. They'll be thrilled when they see this. This is one of the family favorites, believe it or not. As simple and silly as that might sound to people. Okay, I'm going to get up and get my biggest mixing bowl. After I do that, I'll put what I have in 2 of these, because these fit better into my narrow refrigerator than does a big round bowl. I just don't care for the kind of refrigerator. This was here when we bought our house, so it's not like I picked it out, you know what I mean? I'm thankful to have a refrigerator at all, but it's not, it's got the side by side instead of the up and down. And it's got an ice maker and water in the door, so that's always handy, you know, but I still, because it's so narrow, it's hard to get containers in there. And I have a friend who got, what brand is that? I want to say it's a Samsung, but she can get carbonated water out of hers. How cool is that? You know, that carbonated water is not inexpensive when you buy it in bottles and cans and stuff. So I can't remember if it was Samsung, so I might be wrong, but I think it was. And then I don't think she watches my YouTube videos. I don't think anyway. Oh, that coffee is so good. Now I want carbonated water too, though. I'll be right back with a bigger boat. Okay, here's the bigger container. I should have just moved this at the same time. You get this out of here and get this with the lid on it so no flies come around. I don't see any right now, but you never know. So I'm going to put this in here. See if I can do it without spilling any over the side. There we go. Okay, whoop, almost dumped some. It landed on the lip there. What a mess. In you go. All right, stir that up. I had to stand. This bowl is too tall. You know what I was thinking? Oh, I used too many onions, I used too many peas, but this is the perfect amount. And what's funny is that tricolor pasta, it seems like you can't even tell the different colors. I mean, you can tell some look maybe a little darker, like maybe they could be green, but I don't see the orange at all. That's weird. I never noticed that before, but maybe it's because I mixed it with too many different colors. Okay, this is perfect and done. I'm going to wash my hands. I can turn this off with my nose, right? Put the mayonnaise in the fridge. Get rid of this. Figure out which 2 containers I'm going to put all of this in. I'm going to have to take this off and wash it because there's a glob of tuna here on my arm in it. Yay! All right, here we go. I've got, there's some in the dishwasher. I might have to wash some dishes. These stack really well too. So, in they go. I'm just making a glorified mess here. I am. All I can think about is what can I do today to not heat up the house besides this. I think I'm going to make some Rice Krispie treats. I shouldn't because they have ice cream. And that's a great, and then I won't waste more ingredients. Yeah, I'm not. So, good golly Marie. Let's see. What can I make besides this? I could do some chicken tenders in an air fryer and make buffalo wraps. That would be something that wouldn't make the house even hotter. I just don't know. We're not as experienced with this as you all are. And you all have air conditioning. And we don't. We were going to, apparently he's not now. So he carried some window units in, and he didn't carry them in, he put them in the window. He put one in the window. There's another one that goes in the bedroom, but he hasn't gotten to that. Let's see. This is almost all going to fit. This is going to be awesome. I'll put one more small container, and I have one of those in the cupboard. Yeah. There we go. I may not need one more small. I think I can make it work. Especially with what I'm slopping all over the table. Can you guys see this? I hope so. Okay, I'm sorry I'm having dead air quiet here. I'm running out of things to say. Get in there. I put not enough in here and a little bit too much in this one, so we're going to trade off some. I'm a genius. All right, we're good. We're going to call that good. I'll show it to you after everything's cleaned up and the lids are on. I'm going to stick them in the fridge. There we go. They both fit. If it fits, it sits, right? And I put some, like I put fruit in smaller containers and the white onions in a smaller container, and I still have a little bit of beanless chili, a little bit of pulled pork, a whole lot of beans. Anyway, I'm gonna make a tortellini salad next. Sound good? I'm excited. I'm gonna try to do that at Costco thing. Maybe I'll show it tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna film it today. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching my quick little, oh, there's 2 deviled eggs. They need to go in a smaller container too. I just walk around all day putting things in smaller containers so it all fits. Anyway, hope you think about coming back, and thank you for watching. Mwah. Have a great day. Stay cool. It's summer.